The video footage is stark and sudden. One moment, a modern bridge stands proud against the Chinese landscape. The next, it shatters. A huge section of the Honky Bridge disappears into the river below in a cloud of dust and debris. The collapse on November 11, 2025, was not a slow decay but a catastrophic failure that unfolded in mere seconds. It was a shocking end for a structure that had opened to the public only months earlier in the same year. People watched the videos online, their awe at modern engineering turning into disbelief and concern. The bridge was gone as quickly as it had arrived. This was not just any local crossing. The Honky Bridge was a significant piece of infrastructure, stretching an impressive 2,487 feet. It crossed a wide river near the Shuangjiangkou hydropower station. The primary cause of the Honky Bridge's failure was not a flaw in its design or materials, but a force of nature that overwhelmed its foundations. A landslide ruptured the very mountain upon which the bridge was anchored. The earth itself gave way. The foundations, drilled deep into what was believed to be stable ground, were torn apart as the slope slipped. An engineer might explain that a bridge is only as strong as what it stands on. In this case, the ground proved to be treacherous. The initial signs were subtle, cracks in nearby roads, but they were warnings of a much larger geological event unfolding beneath the surface. Engineers and geologists point to the inherent risks of building in such challenging terrain. Mountainous regions are often prone to erosion, soil composition can vary dramatically, rock stability can be unpredictable. Heavy rains can saturate the ground, increasing its weight and reducing its stability, making a landslide more likely. When the base of a bridge support moves, even slightly, it creates immense stress on the entire structure above. The failure of the Honky Bridge unfolded against a backdrop of unprecedented achievement in Chinese bridge engineering. Just weeks before the collapse, on September 28, 2025, China celebrated the opening of the Huajiang Grand Canyon Bridge in Guizhou Province. The new marvel soared 625 meters, 2,051 feet above the Beipan River. It became the world's tallest bridge. It snatched the title from France's Millau Viaduct, which stands at 343 meters. The Huajiang Bridge was hailed as a triumph. It conquered a canyon dubbed the Earth's Crack and cut a 2-hour journey down to just 2 minutes. This success contrasted sharply with the sudden failure of the Honky Bridge. China is home to many of the world's highest bridges, longest bridges, and most innovative bridges. They showcase remarkable engineering skill and national ambition. These projects are sources of pride and catalysts for economic development. Beyond the engineering analysis, and headlines, the collapse of a bridge deeply affects the people who live in its shadow. For the communities near the Honky Bridge, the structure was more than concrete and steel. It was a daily convenience and a source of local pride. Its sudden absence leaves not just an infrastructure gap, but also a sense of unease and fear. Residents who witnessed its construction and celebrated its opening are now left looking at a broken landscape. They are forced to return to longer, more difficult routes and grapple with the unsettling knowledge of how close they came to a much larger tragedy. The voices of local people often get lost in the technical discussions, but their perspective is crucial. Farmers, small business owners, and families who relied on the bridge now face renewed isolation. Their trust in public infrastructure can be shaken. The story of the Honky Bridge is ultimately a blunt and powerful lesson written in twisted steel and broken concrete. It teaches us that even the most advanced structures are subject to the fundamental laws of nature. A bridge rests upon the earth, and if that foundation is not secure, no amount of engineering genius can save it. The primary lesson is clear: thorough geological assessment, patient geological assessment, continuous geological assessment is not an optional extra. It is the most critical phase of any major construction project, especially in challenging environments. Building fast is impressive, but building to last requires deep respect for the ground itself. That is the only measure of success that truly matters.